This is one of our training vans that is owned by PDSTC, the Police Dog Service Training Center. Keeps the dogs nice and cool in the back with air conditioning to each unit. It allows the trainer to drive around with 4 candidates in the vehicle. And we keep a ratio of about a trainer to 3 to 4 candidates that are being trained to be dog handlers or raising puppies. We can keep 4 dogs in the back and keep them under control. We have a video system to see what they're doing and keep the air nice and cool. One thing that kind of sets us apart, and I will brag a bit about the RCMP here, is our police dog services is unique, both in its size, scope, and how we go about training our handlers and our dogs. The dogs are all bred in our training center, and on top of that, we don't just select random police officers to be dog handlers. If you want to be a dog handler someday, you have to dedicate a vast portion of your time to raise puppies, and that's in addition to your normal work. This is Sergeant Bill Taylor. He's been a dog handler for quite some time. He now works at kennels. He's imparting his knowledge of raising puppies and preparing them for the real world courses. The dog you're seeing there is named Arrow, and he's 5 months old. As I said, that is part of our breeding program. Our breeding program's been around, double check the screen there, it's been around since '99. Whatever it says there's wrong. It's 1999 is when we started doing the breeding program, and we realized we could buy dogs from all over, but it's inconsistent what kind of dogs we're going to get and the training methods, and we might have to delay and wait for them. So we started breeding our dogs in '99, and now we're fully supplied with them. It's, I believe, the second largest breeding program for police dogs like this in the entire world, and easily is the best. The next person you're seeing here is, his name's John, and he is a general duty member and wants to be a dog handler someday. And the dog he's with is named Taco. And Taco's 6 months old, and Taco wants to be a police dog someday. So John's job is to do everything he can to prepare that dog for formal training that it will go into sometime around when it's 2 years old. And it probably won't go in with him in training. He's going to have to give that dog up to somebody else who's already in the program or is ahead of him to get into the program. And that's the kind of thing you have to do if you want to be a dog handler. It is hard. I raise puppies. You get these pups, you become attached to them, you do everything you can to prepare them for a future course, and then you let them go. And you watch them succeed and soar in life, kind of like being a parent, and except you replace them with more and more. And then you raise pups, and you might have to do that for 6, 7 years in order to wait your turn to become a dog handler. So it's a grueling process, and it turns out that you're not just preparing the dog for its training, you're preparing yourself, and that's why, in my opinion, we have the best handlers in the world. We're not just randomly picking police officers off the street and training them how to do a job. They have dedicated their entire adult life and career to become dog handlers. And there is a price to be paid. You're giving up a lot of your time. It's tough on your families, it's tough on your own mental well-being, it's tough on your body physically doing this job. But I can safely say the reward far outweighs it. The adventures you can have as a dog handler, and the things you can do, and the absolute joy that comes with working with these creatures every day is worth, mostly, everything that you have to pay to get there. What they're doing here is just showing you some of the drives that come with the dogs. I say drives. There's prey drive, there's ball drive, things like that. So we want this dog to ignore everybody that's out here. This is an amazing training experience for this puppy. There's people in the crowd, there's people moving around, there's me with a mic. It's a new floor he's probably never seen before, just today. And we want him focused on that ball. And if he does things that he's being asked to do, like go up the stairs here, and then he's gonna get rewarded for it. And I'm quite sure if the RCMP can figure out how to make me do my job for a ball or a treat, they would have by now. And then it's always an adventure. At the end of the day, these are creatures, they're puppies, and they're learning just like everybody else does when they're kids. You could tell, these are almost like teenagers right now. and they are not ready for formal training. As much as they're doing a really good job with this, going through a tunnel. It's a dark, scary tunnel. Eventually, when you get into training and you have a full dog that's ready for the real police dog training, we have bigger tunnels and they're darker and they're higher obstacles they have to go on. And all we're teaching is that when you say, hop up, that dog is going to do it and trust you. And in the end, it's going to get rewarded. So that at 2 in the morning, when you're by yourself and there's a bad guy that you need to catch and you say, hop up or get over that fence, that dog is not going to hesitate. It's going to trust you implicitly. The best advice I got when I was raising puppies initially was don't screw this up. And it didn't make sense at the time, but it made sense later. These dogs want to be police dogs. They have this drive to want that ball and do something for this handler in order to get rewarded for it. And they're happy and they're excited and it's a game for them. And we just don't want to crush that. We want to let it flourish. So big round of applause for Taco and Arrow. 4 of them? 3. And there's 1 in the other one. So these dogs are trained amongst other profiles. They can track people, they can look for missing people, they can look for weapons, they can look for small articles and pieces of evidence that are left behind at a crime scene. There's really no limit to what the dogs can actually be trained to do. We're just limited to what the dogs can tell us. So we can train a dog that when it's on a track and it's in its harness, we want the dog to pull and do a certain characteristic, and then we'll follow that lead. And we can train a dog that if it's searching for someone and that person is behind a door, that we want that dog to scratch the door and bark, and it's able to tell us that. And then if we train our dogs to look for shell casings for a crime scene, that dog will search with its little nose and do everything it can, and when it finds it, it's going to lie down and just stare at it. And now we're running out of things that the dog's going to be able to tell us. So, when we want to teach the dogs to search for either explosives or narcotics, or something like that, we have the dog always put on a special collar. And when that collar goes on, and you'll see Constable McNevin here is holding the collar in his hand, there's nothing special about it. You can have a blue collar or a red collar, it doesn't matter. Every time that collar goes on, that dog knows he's supposed to be searching for, and in this case, it's narcotics. And, well, we'll see if the training pans out here, but the dog is supposed to just sit. And that's the cue that the dog has located the one thing he was looking for. Wow. Very good job. Somewhere in my notes here, I wrote down that Posca is 3 years old, and thought in the past we matched up the dogs with their owners a little bit. That is a gorgeous creature. There must have been a mistake when he was teamed up here. It's not on the big screen. So we never trained dogs to do both, either explosives or drugs, one or the other. You could see the problem we've run into if they sit and you had a dog that where you trained to do both, and you're in an airport and your dog sits in a suitcase. Your choice whether you want to open that thing up or run. So we always keep them separate, and this dog will never come across explosives or be trained on. Very good. Big round of applause. Awesome. Over the years, we've changed a few of the things in the background. We now also search for human remains. It's a side profile that is taken off and helps a lot with missing people and locating things. So we're going to bring in a few of the different handlers. And obedience is one of those things where we're not doing it for a show, quite like the musical ride does with our horses. The purpose behind it is, yeah, it looks really good, and we want a dog that's in control, and we want a dog that sits when we tell him to sit, and all that kind of stuff. But it's more about what the dog is willing to do in an environment. They're all going to act a little different, because, again, these are not robots, they're not cookie cutter, they all have personalities, and they all have experiences, just like a handler does, that maybe went to a call one day, and it kind of changed their perspective on things. Or maybe they're in a bad mood or didn't eat right. and these handlers got to adapt. So what we want is the dogs to focus. Look at the middle dog. I mean, not that the other ones aren't really great, but he's just focused on his handler, right? Letting all that excitement out with some barking, but still just wanting that ball. Unlike a pet where you might give your pet a ball just for the sake of giving them a ball, or you might throw it just for the sake of letting the dog chase it. What we do is we make sure our toys and rewards are high value. So the dog is really only going to get that if it does something. And unlike a pet, you can't just have these police dogs sit around for 2 or 3 days and not do anything with them, or just let them run out of the yard. They are high energy, high drive, and they're 100% commitment. It's 24/7. These handlers have to be with their dogs and doing stuff. The goal here is the dogs don't care about other dogs.
Put it up. Put it up.
They're a little neutral to them.
No,
Other dogs
put it in his
exist.
cup holder.
They're there, we're going to bark at them, we're going to look at them, but at the end of the day, we're going to do what our handler says. They're doing a little formation, which you might see later today for the musical ride. They are going to do it, no offense to the 3 out here, a little bit better. Do a very good job of what they do. But considering these are police dogs that are trained to do 5 or 6 different profiles and are out there at night trying to catch people and make the street safe, this is an amazing job, what they're doing here. Give them a big round of applause for these dogs. Can't point and use them like at the same time. My far right there, that's Constable Reed from Red Deer. That is the newest, as far as I know, the newest and youngest dog out there. That is only 22 months. His name's Stark. He just finished training. So, again, considering how young it is, 22 months for a dog is like a teenager. Could you imagine trying to teach a teenager how to do like high-level calculus while there's a whole bunch of things going on in a crowd? I can imagine going through training with that dog was a handful. Actually, the poor trainer had to deal with teaching most of the time. My blood pressure just went up a little bit. Corporal Dumphy is the one with the dog moving there. His dog's name is Nyack. It's 5 years old. And I trust him implicitly about what he's asking the guys to do here. That is amazing. Tails are touching. Dogs are not reacting. They get rewarded. That is some really good stuff. We're going to do a little bit of individual obedience. We're going to continue on with a little bit. All right. The pressure is on. Terrence is out here all by himself with his dog, and he's going to show us some advanced obedience. No matter what happens, we're all going to applaud and pretend it was amazing. He's going to do something with what we call a touchpad screen, probably something this way.
Oh, wow.
Even after however long I was in dog section, 20 years or so, watching these things work like this, it never gets old. You can only imagine it's the first time you've seen any police dogs working, especially if in the real world, but even in these shows, it's just amazing what they can do. That's a little show. Do I need to move? Yeah, I'm gonna move just a little bit. I know my boots are already dirty, but... That's a 10 out of 10. Very good. They're still dogs. But they're good. Is that it for you, do you think? You're done? All right. Big round of applause. Obedience, group obedience, motor detection. That was all really good stuff. And, hold on. At the end of the day, we are all still police officers. And things sometimes, well, yeah, most of them are here that I can't ignore, even if there's a show. Some of the handlers are needed at some other things in town, but dispatch was able to say they could pipe it in and we could watch if we want to see some of the calls on the big screen. You guys want to do that? Okay.
RCMP Motor.
I heard a report of an armed robbery suspect in Red Deer. I think I just saw him. He's walking on the side of the street close to the Day Drive.
What's he wearing?
A green, blue plaid shirt and gray and white hat.
RCMP Red Deer, I have a 1071 here for a location of the possible suspect in that armed robbery from earlier.
RC 110.
He's wearing a green, blue plaid shirt, a cap, and the by himself, no one else around.
Copy that, control. I'll head that way. Just go the long way. I think it's him. Blue and green plaid jacket. I'm gonna hop out and talk to him. Control, looks like he's ready. Headed south into the alley. Control, I need police dog services. Suspect just ran into the bush.
Police dog services, are you available for a file?
10-4 control, we are just hopping out of the tub. We'll be there in 30 seconds.
There's 4 of us coming through this.
Really? You have to go right now? Yes, PDS is available. We just need another 30 seconds.
An armed robbery suspect. He ran off on foot into the woods.
PDS is on scene. I'm just going to be heading into the bush, going after that suspect on track.
Our path control, we're just looking for a drone to assist with the location of an armed robbery suspect in Red Deer.
10-4, drone is on the way.
We are leaving the bush, just arriving into a residential area. Our pass, can you scan ahead of our position? Just want to check yards, make sure he's not hiding anywhere. Our pass, do you guys have any information? Do you have a heat signature?
Drone has a heat signature, headed north through the yards.
We need to adjust the containment. Track's heading north. Containment needs to push north.
Just from Galloway Close.
Suspects going over fences. We're just tracking up to a fence. Heading north. Select the boy. Right there.
Subject is running north.
Okay, approaching a busy intersection. Still still proceeding north.
Subject is slowing down, close to be approaching an intersection.
You stole my car! You just stole my car! It's gone! You stole my car! You stole my car!
Control, is on top available? This guy just stole a vehicle. He's headed west.
Take control, I'm heading back to my truck. I'm going to see if I can get a position here. Drone has visual of the target vehicle. I have a vehicle in sight in front of me. I'm going to try to close the distance.
Control looks like he's turning north.
On Parker. Do we have permission to get a TDD ready?
Spectral is approved.
Okay, members set up for the spike belt. He's going to be the next vehicle coming up.
Pull now, pull now. Good spike, clear the belt, clear the belt. He's taking the turn, I'm catching up. He's slowing down, control. All four tires look to be deflating. Control, looks like he has just turned into the Merchant Green Centrium.
Sorry, just to be clear, you think it's going into the Centurion?
In the back parking lot. I know we have an event going on there right now.
Copy that, Kilo unit. Urge is authorized. They are en route.
Flashbang. No, put a flash. Flashbang. let me choose me.
I played video games where they use those. Yeah. Those you really you can really concuss.
That's the end of the dog portion of the show, and I did not realize that flashbang was going to be that loud. That's lack of knowledge on my part. Maybe we'll get a quieter one to the next few shows. There is going to be a little bit of a break because we were done that portion early before the musical ride comes in. They're going to have to clean up the floor a little bit, so if you need to do anything, and then come back to your seats.